Big Legend is a movie about a chap hunting a Bigfoot in the woods. There's lots of movies like this, but this one I found a bit different and I suppose compelling throughout. I won't say necessarily entertaining, but compelling. I kept watching it. The story is that a army veteran and his girlfriend go on a hike in the woods. He proposes to her, so she becomes his fiancée, and then she's taken from him by a creature that we later find out is Bigfoot. He gets locked away for a few months in a insane asylum because people don't believe him. When he comes out, his mum says, look, you've got to get over this, or go out and put your mind straight by either finding this Bigfoot or at least satisfying yourself that it doesn't exist and you were just seeing things. So he chooses the latter and goes out into the woods. There's a lot of him sort of walking around the environment, hearing noises and getting sort of fucked with by the Bigfoot. You don't really see the Bigfoot at any point in this, just like shadows and bits of furry arm and stuff like that. His backpack gets stolen, and while he's looking for a way out of there, he meets another sort of outdoorsman hunter who is also obsessed with finding the Bigfoot and what's out there. This is a fun character and he really lightens the mood, and it gives someone for him to play off against. They track the Bigfoot and find its sort of killing ground, which is a nice scene where there's all these bodies, sort of skeletons and that, laid out in pools of swampy blood because there's been so much killing done there. And then they get attacked by the Bigfoot and have to try and make their escape. Then it moves into its third act, where, sort of Predator-like I suppose, he is left on his own because his mates died, and he sets up some weapons and minor traps for the Bigfoot. Nothing particularly spectacular, to be honest. But he has a showdown with the Bigfoot, and it goes, I suppose, as you might expect it to go, were it a real situation, in that whilst he's had a basic plan, none of it sort of pans out quite well, or it doesn't look like it does. He ends up trapped in his car with the Bigfoot attacking him, and you do see the Bigfoot and his face. It's a man in a suit, and it's quite a good practical effect. And then he ends up shooting the Bigfoot and setting it on fire. And what I couldn't understand was that when he's got the Bigfoot on its knees and he's got a gun in his hand and the Bigfoot's absolutely done for, he doesn't just shoot it in the chest or the face and put it out of its misery. Instead, he decides to burn it and then watch it run away into the woods on fire and not follow it, track it down, or try and make sure that it's dead. He simply walks out to the road and is picked up by a passerby and in hospital. Then you come to the end where Lance Henriksen, who's billed on the cover of this sort of DVD, as it were, as being in it, he's in it for like 5 minutes. He's part of a shadow organisation that is aware of all of these sort of cryptozoological creatures and wants to recruit the chap to be on his monster fighting team. And then at the end it says they will return in, what's it called? I think it's the Monster Chronicles. Yeah, they will return in the Monster Chronicles. So obviously they're setting this up for a whole sort of universe series of films, which is fine. If they get more funding and it makes better films, I've got no problem with that. What was interesting about this though is that though there were long patches where not a lot sort of happens and you don't see a monster or see anything like that, it was still quite compelling. And I don't know if that's because of the way it's shot, the way it's acted, or a combination of all of it, but I wasn't thinking I'm going to turn this off. I can appreciate a lot of people would want to turn it off, but I just didn't feel like that. And then when bits of action and new characters came in, you were pleased and it sort of pumped the story up. If you want one when there's more violence and action and you see the monsters and that more early on in the film, then either watch Exists, which I've reviewed on my channel before, or Man vs., which is a similar concept of a man on his own in the woods against a creature, which I've reviewed on here. Or what was the other one? Oh yeah, Omar, or Primal Rage, which again I've reviewed on here. They're all similar concepts and all, I feel, good monster B movies. But this is one that if you see it on streaming for free to watch, give it a go, and you won't necessarily be disappointed. I just wouldn't sit down on a Saturday night hoping to be fully entertained. It's more of a sort of nothing to do, just pass the time on an afternoon kind of film.